The last time you looked into a mirror, you probably didn't think much about it. You saw a face, a familiar collection of features that felt completely normal, even though that face is the product of a journey stretching back hundreds of thousands of years. But the real answer is far stranger. What did ancient humans actually look like? Most people imagine a caveman. Messy hair, heavy brow, animal skins, yet the story is much more complicated. Because there was never a single ancient human face, and your ancestors changed again and again as they spread across different worlds. If you met a human from 300,000 years ago, would you recognize them? The oldest known members of your species, Homo sapiens, appeared in Africa long before cities, farming, or written language existed. Their faces were surprisingly modern. Research connected to paleoanthropologist Jean-Jacques Hublin suggests that many early Homo sapiens already had relatively flat faces and features that would not seem completely unfamiliar. Today, their skulls were different. Their brains were shaped somewhat differently, but if one walked through a crowded street wearing modern clothes, you might not immediately notice anything unusual. That sounds surprising, doesn't it? The popular image of ancient humans often comes from another group entirely. Neanderthals lived across parts of Europe and Western Asia for hundreds of thousands of years. They had larger brow ridges, wider noses, and more robust bodies built for colder climates, according to research associated with Svante Pääbo, who helped reveal the genetic relationship between Neanderthals and modern humans. They were not distant monsters standing outside humanity. They were close relatives. In fact, traces of Neanderthal DNA still exist in many people alive today. Part of their appearance lives on in the present. Then there were the Denisovans. Unlike Neanderthals, they left behind very few fossils for years. Scientists knew them mostly from ancient DNA, yet genetic studies have shown that Denisovans contributed DNA to modern populations across parts of Asia and Oceania, leaving evidence of faces that science is still trying to reconstruct. Imagine knowing a person existed mostly through genetic echoes. What did they really look like? Scientists continue searching for answers. As humans expanded into new environments, appearance kept changing, skin color shifted, body proportions adapted, noses, hair textures, and other features gradually evolved in response to climate, sunlight, and local conditions. The evolutionary biologist Nina Jablonski has spent years studying how skin pigmentation evolved, showing that something as ordinary as skin color reflects adaptation to different levels of ultraviolet radiation from the sun. In other words, appearance was never fixed. It was always moving. Even features that seem permanent today are snapshots in a much longer story. The strange part is that ancient humans probably did not see themselves as ancient at all. They woke up, they searched for food, they cared about family, status, danger, and belonging. Much like you, when archaeologists reconstruct faces from skulls, the results often feel unsettling because the faces seem both familiar and foreign at the same time. You recognize the eyes, you recognize the expressions, yet something feels slightly different, as though you are looking at a cousin separated by thousands of generations. That feeling reveals something important. Human evolution was not a ladder. It was a branching tree filled with overlapping populations, migrations, encounters, and adaptations. Different kinds of humans lived at the same time. Some disappeared, some mixed together, some became your ancestors. So what did ancient humans look like? The answer is that they looked less like a single caveman and more like an enormous gallery of human faces, stretching across time. Some would seem strange, some would seem familiar. And a few might look enough like you that you would never notice the difference the next time you look into a mirror. You are not just seeing a modern face, you are seeing the latest frame in a story that began hundreds of thousands of years ago, when another human looked into still water and saw a face that was already becoming yours.